Hey everybody, this is Mrs. Hilt with your mini lecture on dimensional analysis and metric conversions. I recommend having a calculator as well as something to write on to practice the dimensional analysis as we're going through. All right, so here's a list of conversion factors. Please refer back to these whenever you need them throughout the lecture. And these are also values that will always be provided for you, or values that maybe you get this at the very start of a test along like with a periodic table. Whenever you're using conversion factors, make sure that you don't change them. So that very first one at the top, 1 kilometer is equal to 0.62137 miles. I know that's a lot of digits to write for the mileage, but we can't round or change that at all, because if we were to round it, you're changing the number and therefore that conversion factor is not true. So always keep those the same even when there's a lot of numbers to write. All right, so how to set up a dimensional analysis setup is like this. So your given value is what you always are starting with, and wherever the units of that given value are, you're going to want to cancel those out to get into your desired units. So the given units will cancel out with units in the denominator, and desired units carry through to the very end. All right, let's try an example. So at the vet, my cat Gilly weighed in at 12.8 pounds. Use dimensional analysis to determine how many ounces Gilly weighs. So pause the video and try converting 12.8 pounds into ounces. When you're ready for the answer, press play. All right, here is your answer. So 12 pounds are given, 12.8 pounds our given value goes in that very first spot. I need to cancel out pounds, so pounds goes in the denominator, and I want to end in ounces. Therefore, ounces is on the top, and it will carry through to the final answer. The true final answer, 205 ounces, has three significant figures because 12.8 pounds has three significant figures. And I noted at the bottom that the number of sig figs in your final answer, it is never determined by the conversion factor, because conversion factors generally would have a max number of sig figs of 1, and if we are converting, that would mean that whatever we're converting with would only have one sig fig as the final answer. So never use conversion factors as your determination or to determine your sig figs, always off of what is given to you in the actual problem. All right, for those who like a step-by-step or written out guide for dimensional analysis, here it is. I'll let you guys pause the video and read this on your own. When you're ready for more, press play. Okay, so now setting up dimensional analysis when there are more than one conversion factors used, because sometimes you're not going to be able to get from your given to your final in just one step. How you will continue on that calculation is by simply just continuing adding on conversion factors. So there's no need to have an equal sign in the middle and then start a whole new dimensional analysis setup. Just keep that setup going. And once you cancel out the first units, then you just restart that same process by canceling out your next units until you get your desired, right? And no matter how you are canceling units out, whether it is with the given on top and then you cancel it out with uh, those units on the bottom or in the denominator, you are always canceling units out with a unit on top and on bottom. That's the only way it can be done. So let's say you start with a unit on the bottom and you want that canceled out, then you need that unit on the top somewhere to be able to cancel it out. But we'll have an example of that very soon. All right. A marathon is 26.2 miles. What is this distance in yards? I want you guys to give this one a try before seeing the answer. So please pause the video. If you need to go back to that conversion table, go right ahead. When you're ready for the answer, press play. All right, here's your answer. So I have two different setups. It does not matter which one you chose to do. I just wanted to show you guys two different examples of how this could be solved. There are other ways that this could be done. So if your answer was right around 46,100 yards, then you probably did it correctly. So the first one, I used this conversion factor, and the second one, I used that conversion factor. Again, does not really matter, just as long as miles is being canceled out. Kilometers, yards carries through on the top, miles, miles, kilometers, kilometers, mile, or meters, meters, yards carry through. All right, if you need more time to check this out and check your own work, please pause the video and move it on in 3, 2, 1. All right, so here's an example of units on top and on bottom that need to be canceled out. So when a snail is moving at breakneck pace, it can travel 0.013 meters per second. What is the speed in miles per hour? All right, I would like you guys to try this one out. And if you get stuck, that's okay. Just press play. But no matter what, when you are ready for the answers, press play. All right, here is the answers. Again, I have two different setups. It does not matter which one that you used. I just wanted to show two different ways of solving this that are both totally fine. So the first one, I started off by canceling out seconds. So it was, which is in the denominator. Again, it's okay. You just have one in the denominator, one in the numerator, and they cancel out. Minutes to minutes, hours carries all the way through. Then I canceled out meters and meters, kilometers, kilometers, miles carry through, right? You could have also done that by starting with canceling out the distance and ending with the time, just like I did down here. Okay, so meters, meters, kilometers, kilometers, miles carry through, seconds, seconds, minutes, minutes, hours carry through. All right, moving on. All right, some more practice conversions. Please pause the video, try these ones out. When you're ready for the answers, press play. All right, please check your work. Again, if your conversion factors are in different orders than mine are, that is fine, just as long as whatever unit you're canceling out, for example, miles, is on top and has another unit on bottom. All right, let's move on to the next ones. All right, two more practice problems. Please pause the video, and when you're ready for the answers, press play. All right, here we go. So the first one I used dimensional analysis to solve for, and the second one I just used the metric scale to move the decimal place over. So two different ways of solving something. Or you could also use dimensional analysis for metric conversions, but generally just moving the decimal place over is a little easier. And for that decimal moving, this is the example that this was the scale that I was going off of. You guys should remember this from physical science. But each box is a stair step. So if you need to move, for example, from milli to kilo, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 places up means that you move the decimal place 6 to the left. If you would rather use dimensional analysis, these would be, or the values on this side would be the ones that you would plug into the conversion factors. All right, couple conversions with the metric system. So again, if you'd rather use dimensional analysis, go right ahead. You can just move the decimal place over. but give this a try. If you need to refer back to the staircase or the conversion table on the previous slide, go right ahead. But pause the video, get started on that, and when you are ready for the answers, press play. Here are your answers. All right, pause the video, check those out. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching, guys.